At this time, you have hopefully completed the Getting Started module. You're familiar with the course, the Canvas dynamics, and now it's basically time to start your review. Before I walk you through this review module, I just want to again reiterate the fact that it's so important for you to have the proper foundation in order to perform in this class. Um, Not to scare you, but it's a very difficult class, right? Because we're basically going deeper with your college algebra understanding, and then we're building 6 very important functions, the trigonometric functions, and doing a whole bunch of college algebra stuff with them. So if your college algebra is rusty, not there, you didn't take it, you only got a C on it. I don't know. There's all kinds of gamuts. You haven't seen math in years. If this review does not go well, if you cannot pass our first test of the semester, which is pretty much over all this review, this is going to be, you're already taking a hard class and making it harder. So please, I'm saying this out of the love out of my heart. It's very hard to watch a student struggle when they're in the wrong class. So make sure you are properly placed. You should be starting this review as soon as you get the Getting Started module stuff done, because you have to get a lot, tons and tons and tons of ideas back. All right. So let me go ahead after that scary introduction. All right. Again, let me share my screen. You're looking at our home screen. Let me go to modules. All right. And what you have, there's the Getting Started module, and you're now practicing your college algebra assignment. So there's basically, I have chosen to break the college algebra review into 3 parts. There's a function review, which is probably the most meatiest part of this all. A lot of ideas that are important for your understanding, both for your future calculus classes as well as this class. There's an abstract function review. The reason I call it that is because they're setting the foundation for building new ideas based off of given ideas, and that's actually the heart and soul of mathematics. And we'll take your understanding of functions just very deep. You should be able to do that, and it should make some sense. And then the third part of our review is basically reviewing right triangles and Pythagorean theorem to kind of keep us somewhat on pace. Remember, we have a test on Thursday, September 7th over all this. I know that seems like a really long time, but I'm telling you, this is a lot of information you got to get back. So don't rest and wait. Oh, I'll start studying on, September, no, you're not going to be able to participate in class, and you're not going to get it all back. Just trust me. All right. So stay on pace. I gave you some kind of due dates, right? The first thing should be done, completed by the 28th of August, the abstract function review by the 30th, the other one, the rectangle, by September 4th. And what that'll allow, if you stay on schedule like that, that's going to allow me time to go and address any questions, to do any supporting activities in class to kind of help you regain some of that knowledge back. But if you come to class for the next couple of weeks as a blank slate, right, that's not, you're not, and nobody's going to benefit. I'm going to assume everything's okay, and you're just going to go along thinking, yeah, everything's fine, and then you're going to fail the test. So please make sure you're doing everything. What I would ask you to do is try to do as much as you can on your own, right? Before you do anything else. So download these pages as I showed you in the assignment. Just click on the right button, right, that arrow down button, and you should be able to open up that review page. So again, we're just kind of going through function terminology, how to work with function notation, how to talk about domain and range, how to graph functions, how to find x and y intercepts, how to find vertical asymptotes, end behavior, how to graph functions, and then basically how to solve equations and systems of equations. So a lot of formal review. If all this sounds familiar or good, hopefully this review will really, go easily for you. And I would encourage you to try to do these 3 pages all by your lonesome. Try to answer as much as you can by yourself. Of course, when you're ready for it, the abstract function review, do the right arrow key, and that should pop up. And that's going to walk you through what I call abstract. So this time, if you'll notice, I'm not actually defining the function. I'm giving you some truths about the function. Like number 2, I'm telling you the f of x is 1 to 1, and that f of 3 equals to 5. So based off of those 2 known entities, can you create at least 4 more true statements? So this is abstract function idea, right? Do you understand what it means to be a one-to-one function? Do you understand what it means to be f of 3 equals to 5? If you truly understand that, you should be able to come up with 4 true statements, if not more. All right. And so this is actually the heart and soul of mathematics. And we actually do this quite a bit in trigonometry and pre-calculus. I give you some facts, and based off of those facts, you build new ideas. All right. So without me having to formally define a function. So again, what you should do, again, doing some curve fitting, as opposed to actually giving the function and graphing it. Now I'm giving you a picture and you have to find the function that fits it. So again, abstract, okay? We're not formally defining functions in the normal case like we did in the first review. So again, once you get the first review done, I encourage you to take this page, print it out, and try to do as much as you can on your own. And then last but not least, the last review is the right triangle Pythagorean theorem review. Hopefully, again, my internet seems a little slow here. There it is, right? And I'm just walking you through right triangle stuff, right? What is a right triangle? What is the Pythagorean theorem? Applying it to different situation, and then looking at some special right triangles, 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45, 90, which are really going to be huge for us in our class. So trying to get all that knowledge back, all right? And so again, after you finish the first 2 reviews, you should do as much as you can of this on your own, all right? And then ask questions. And then here's the cool thing, right? After you've done some of that stuff on your own, right? Go to the next page, and I've got all the videos for you. So this is almost going to be like your guided notes when you get there. You get to hear my voice, you get to hear explanations. I literally break down every single problem for you. So it works as twofold. Number one, it works as a answer key, right? You'll have all the answers to these things, as well as a how-to, right? Here's how you should be doing these problems. Here's how you should be thinking about these problems. So that's why if you do what I asked you to do, if you try these problems on your own first, right, it's almost like you'll be able to justify what you did or learn from what's missing and what not. And then I'm hoping big hat is you start having a lot of aha moments. Things start coming back to you. You understand functions thoroughly, what their notations are, how to find their domains, how to graph them, how to talk about their end behavior, all that good stuff, all that very, very big, robust math stuff that you should have learned in a good college algebra course. Of course, after you finish that review, as I mentioned, for the abstract function review, I've got a whole set of videos where I walk you through all the abstract function review. Again, it should become an answer key as well as a how to think about some situations where the function is not formally defined, right? What can we do with it? How can I use my function knowledge to actually build new truth statements? And then the next page actually has the videos for the right triangle review. So again, try it on your own and then watch the videos, and I actually walk you through, all right, some items on how to get them done and how you should be working on them. All right, so the last page, I'm still is a review discussion board. If you have questions over items, if something's not making sense in class or in the videos, if you see a mistake, I'm human, I do make them, then you want to point that out on the discussion board. Again, we only meet twice a week, and so being able to converse with your classmates and myself over a 7-week period is huge, and you'll do that via the discussion board. And then last but not least, oops, there we go. What I should be doing is giving you guys some homework sets that you can work on to get even more practice. But I'll either hand those out physically in class, or oops, I lost the thing, or I'll set up another page in the review section where I do that. All right, so there's basically your college algebra review. Everything you need is right there. You guys just need to keep pace so that we can build on your understanding, build on your questions, all right, and get all your college algebra stuff, not only so that you can successfully pass our first test of the semester on September 7th, but also, all right, to make sure you're fully prepared for everything that's going to be coming at you in our 188 class. Last but not least, I will not be formally lecturing over this material. Again, this is pretty big stuff. It's a whole course, and we're condensing this review into 3 weeks. So hopefully you've got it all back, because I want to eventually start talking about pre-calculus. And then also, I strongly recommend that if the review is not going well, if you're struggling with it, if you're struggling understanding the videos, things are not coming back to you, you fail the first test, be honest with yourself, all right? And make sure that you're in the proper class. There, if you're not really comfortable and you're not passing tests after 3 weeks of all this review, you are probably in the wrong class. It's going to fly over your head and you're just going to be hanging on by a thread. And as I said, as an instructor, it's not fun to watch a student go through that, and you don't want to go through it either. So you might want to think seriously about dropping back to Math 151, heck, maybe even going all the way back to Math 121 or 114 to get a lot of these basic ideas back. All right. Again, I'm not saying that to scare you or to make you go away. I'm just saying it because I've been teaching for 30 years and I do see what it's like for a student. Heck, I went through that. When you read my introduction, I struggled as a student when I started and I needed a lot of remedial help. And so I know what it's like to be that student. And now here I am actually teaching math. So no harm in that. If you do feel like you are in that area where you need to drop back, please contact me. Let's sit down. Let's talk. We can address some issues, maybe game plan on how we're going to stay in the class, or I can tell you where you can go and help you find another class. All right. Because I do care very much about where your placement is and getting started. So please hit the review hard. Be ready to dialogue about things in class. Let's address the things that are what I call anchors. Let's get them out of the way so that you're fresh and you're ready to go. All right. So let's have a great semester together. It all starts here with this review. You all get to work. All right. Talk to you guys later.